everybody, man. It's that time, man. I'm back. We're in full-fledged. It's going down. Let's put it that way. I'm back again. It's dope to be on to be out here doing this podcast right now. It's amazing, man. I think I say that a lot, but for real, to be living out doing this right now, you know. When I started this about a year ago, I didn't think I'd be here doing this, man. So it's been ill. But with all that said, straight up and down, like today's episode, I got my man Eddie Howell on here, man, aka Cash, aka ED. Actually, this is one of the really cool dude, man. This guy is a veteran, number one. He's a stand-up dude, and at this point, he's a fitness guru, man. But he's got a lot to talk about on this episode. He talks about a lot of things, man. A lot of stuff that's going on with him right now. We dive into his past. We dive on how we got to this point, and you know, just about all the success this man has had, and how he keeps fighting through his ups and his downs, and he just keeps pushing. And it's just so much to get into, man. But with all that said, just listen to the episode. It's amazing, man. And shout out everybody again for the support. And yo, look out, man. We got some dope-ass episodes coming up soon, too. So just keep checking it out, man. I just really appreciate everybody, man, and really enjoy this episode. Make sure y'all listen. It's very inspiring, very true. This man tells some real shit, man. All right, other than that, I'm out. Y'all take care. Enjoy the show, all right? Yo, what's good, everybody? Listen, I'm back, man. Yo, we're back here. It is now episode 22. Like the little gun you get, 22. Yo, we here right now. I got my man, all right? I got my man today, and I just want to say shout out to everybody who checked out Brandy's last episode. I really appreciate you guys checking that out, man. She's doing amazing things. She's come a long way, and she's making things happen. She's got a book out. Just thank you guys for everybody supporting. But first and foremost, let me tell you about this guy, okay? I got my man, Eddie Howell. He's a trainer, okay? I call him Eddie Cash. I've been calling him that for like 20 years. I told him his name is Eddie Cash. Everyone else knows him. The hood knows him as Eddie Cash. Your name Eddie Cash. But this guy right here, I've known for many, many years, man. I done seen him come up, grown, man, took care of his responsibilities, handled his business. You know, he was like the rest of us, man. He used to run the streets with the rest of us and running out here, man, and enjoying life. And you know, we grew up in a very, very looking back, we grew up in a very good time, a very, very crazy era, during the Dipset era. For those who around his area, fire area. But this is my man Eddie Cash. He's a trainer. He's a veteran. He is what I call a man's man. You know what I mean? When you talk to this man, you're gonna get a real idea of what a grown man is all about. And today, I'm happy to have him on my show. Hey, what's good, bro? Tell the people about yourself, baby.
Everything's good. It's blessed to be here. Thank you for having me, man.
Not a problem, my brother.
Finally got here, right?
Yeah, we finally here.
Life works funny ways.
Yes, it does, man. But we get here. We here now. So, bro, let me ask you something, man.
Yes.
First and foremost, now, we were just off air. We were just talking about some other stuff, man. We talking about some business. And we were also talking about where my man is from. Everybody, clear this up. Everybody from around the way thinks you from Harlem. But where are you exactly from?
I'm from the Bronx, New York, baby.
You from the Bronx?
100%.
100% from the Bronx, man. 100%. What part of the Bronx?
I'm from 225th and Broadway.
225th Broadway.
Marble Hill Projects, right by Kennedy High School. Dykeman's right across that bridge, you know.
Yeah. When did you come to Jersey?
I came to Jersey, I would say, it was 99.
Around 99?
99, 2000.
I remember here. How was that transition?
Oh, man, it was a rude awakening. It was very different for me.
Like I asked everybody who comes from New York and comes to Jersey, how did you adjust to hearing the crickets in the air? Because I know it's different. It's just like it was different. It's quieter. I know that much.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep because I was used to the noise, so it was an opposite effect, but it worked out.
Yeah, man. I remember you running town with your cousin.
Yeah, JD.
JD, man. Shout out to JD.
Man.
Word is born.
Spoke to him the other day, man. He's doing well.
Good, man. It's good to hear. And I know it was strange for you to come over and everything. How did that start to affect your life, as far as like dealing with your homies, your friends, because it's like you're making new friends, you're meeting new people. How did that kind of change for you? Like, okay, all these suburban kids, I don't know who I can trust, who I can rock with. How did that influence you right then and there, like going to a new school and everything? Because I know that kind of shaped your life as we went on.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was out here with my uncle. He showed me a few things and meeting new people. I had some cousins that were back and forth out here, so kind of from the Bronx, so it kind of worked out. So I intermingled, and obviously some people didn't like me because of the way I dressed. It was a little different. You know, I don't know.
Facts, man. Yeah. It's a little strange area, man. Yeah. Teaneck, Englewood, Hackensack all have their own kind of dress codes, but then Harlem people come in and they kind of mesh up the whole thing. So it's a whole different kind of thing. Yeah. They rocking like Rockaware and stuff like that. Kids out here rocking Hilfiger and shit like that.
It was crazy. I think at that time, what was it? We had the guest farmers.
Yeah,
we had the Tommy, like you said. So stuff like that. Yeah. Polo
stuff. Yeah, hello. Polo was Polo was legit. It's still legit. Like, I always tell people, like, when you start making money, you're gonna just take yourself behind, get yourself some nice fine Polo stuff,
Ralph, man.
Yeah, go get you some Ralph, man. Go get you some fire stuff, man. For real. Now, when you were coming up, it was around that time that New York was pretty much on fire. It was a different kind of level of fire.
Energy, man.
Energy was nuts. I remember Pun. I remember Pun. It was like had New York on smash. I remember Joe. All the niggas, 50, Ja Rule, all that shit. It was around that time. And era. How did that time? Because I know you were first started out in music.
Yeah, I did.
Let's start with that. You were MCing, you were rhyming, you were spitting. How did that time frame influence that?
It was everything, man. I mean, hip hop was everything. That's what you wanted to do.
Right.
You know, we did basketball, but everything correlated.
Yeah.
The music, the energy, the music videos were huge back then.
Yeah, big.
Which they fell off the map. I thought it would never be like that.
You used to dream about being in a movie with Puff. Yeah. I mean, a movie. It should have been just a movie. It was a music video, but it was a movie. It was a mini movie because hype and everything. Belly. If some of y'all probably don't even know what Belly is, but Belly was like, for us, was like, for people from New York, in this New York area like this, it was like, Belly was our About It. That was our version of About It.
Definitely was.
And it was, we loved that shit. We loved that shit. And for those who don't know what About It is, go go Google Master P and then put Bout It afterwards.
Please do.
You get a real understanding.
Help yourself.
You're going to get a real understanding about what's really hood and what's not hood. Now, so you would interview, what kind of things were you like trying to do with music at that time? You were just spitting, or you were going to get into producing? How was it for you exactly?
I started out, believe it or not, I was into writing, man.
Heavy. Okay. You started out in poetry. You went straight into like writing.
I was doing poetry as a kid.
Right.
I dabbled in a little bit of hip hop in the beginning, and then more so like R&B. I like to write like songs.
Right.
For male, female, didn't matter.
Nice. Creativity was strong at that point.
Yeah.
Did you get any encouragement from the fam or from your friends, or was it just kind of like something you kept to yourself for a bit?
Okay, here we go.
You got to talk about it.
Now they're gonna put me out there. So I was with JD. I was with my boy C4.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. He was like the big artist at the time.
Right.
And we were pushing, and even more so, I was always that guy who just I happened to look good or whatever to the females, and I just made everything look good. I meshed good, dressed good.
Ladies love cash, B.
So I never was a talent per
right.
se in these guys' eyes, which kind of like annoyed me a little bit, because I was like, I could do this, man. I can.
But that was a competitive. Let me tell you something, bro. You always were competitive.
Yeah.
That was something that was from the jump. Like, you would get that from him. Like, he would try to if you were drinking him, he'd probably try to outdrink you.
I would.
It was harmful, but he still did it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So they kind of like pushed me to the side, but eventually, I kind of parted ways, and I started to make my own path.
Right.
And then the guys would listen. They took some of my music and they let somebody else sing. And they're like, oh, this is hot, But they still wouldn't let me on. I was like, all right. But eventually they saw, once I started making my own little projects, like, oh, this guy's got a little bit of talent.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't see it back then. That's fine. I still love you. No love lost.
No love lost. That's an amazing thing to at a young age. You feel like you're getting pushed aside but still be resourceful and say, you know what, I'm still going to continue to do it. It's kind of like that Michael Jordan thing when he basically got cut from the freshman team.
Absolutely.
And then he was like, I'm getting back on this team.
Yeah.
And, you know, he got there and got crazy with it. I think that serves a lot to who you are now.
Absolutely.
I think it ties into a lot about who you are now because you didn't give. And I always appreciate it about you. Like, he is who he is, but he don't give. But one thing I also say is you always worked with people. Now, as time transitioned on, I'm guessing you begin to grow into a different group of homies. How did things change for you then? Like, did you start like finding other people to be around, other things to do with like circle? So we'll circle around 2002, 2003. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Where were you at in life around that time?
2002, 2003. It was a big transition.
Right.
I was trying to find myself.
Yeah.
You know, per se, because it was like, hey man, do you want to go to college? What are you doing? Music? Where's that going to take you? Then you got your parents on you. Hey, what are you doing? My uncle's like, you can't stay around. You got to get a job.
Facts. I know this feeling well.
So I looked towards the military, man. I didn't want to do it,
Right.
but I said to myself, I said, you know what? Let me go check it out.
Right.
And they badgered me to death. But one day I just got up, went in, and I did it. And then, you know, here we are today.
So how did the transition start for you to get into the military? When did you first enlist and everything?
Believe it or not, may sound cliche, but it's the truth. It was just right around the time 9/11 was happening.
Where were you during 9/11?
I was in Teaneck.
Okay.
I was staying in Teaneck. I was staying on Van Arsdale with my uncle.
Okay.
And we were sitting in there, and I was going through the process already, but I hadn't just made my final decision on if I was going to go at a certain time or if I wasn't going to go at all. So watching 9/11 go down, man, it was very, very crazy. You know,
I can remember that day like crystal clear,
Dude.
my friend. Every time I think about it, I'm like, it's crystal clear the whole day.
My sister worked down in Brooklyn at that time, so I'm concerned about her. We finally, because, you know, the phones were down, everything was crazy. But anyway, right back to the point, October 2001, that's when I actually rode in, and I left January.
Wow.
So I made my decision.
Wow. And now, how was the military at that time? I know they had to be, it must have been extremely gun-ho at that point because of what just happened in 9/11.
Yeah, and the big... So I get there, and the first thing, the drill sergeant, that's what they call him down there. He's a crazy guy that screams at everybody, and they call that motivation. I don't know why, but...
What was that Full Metal Jacket when the guys, Garma Powell? Yeah.
Watch that movie, you know what I mean. Then.
Yeah, exactly.
Only difference, they're Marines, I was Army, so it still correlates.
Mm-hmm.
So we're there, and he says to everybody, oh, you know, I know you guys came here feeling all patriotic, you want to join because of 9/11, but I don't care about that. I'm going to train you to be men, and you're going out the door. I was like... What did I just sign up for again? Hello.
The $1 million face on your face was have been like, whoa, chill, B. You're like,
oh, man.
I ain't with this song.
Oh, man. I remember like it was yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you get there, did you find yourself, you're an African-American man.
Yes.
You're entering into a place where it's not based on your color.
It's not.
It's based upon your performance and who you are as a man, so it tests you as a man. Can you speak to how it was for you coming from a spot where you probably were chilling with the homies, and now you're in a space where now you're dealing with people who are completely not from where you're from?
Yeah.
How was that transition, being around people? Because I'm sure you had to bunk with these people.
Oh, yeah, right away. You could tell. There was, I forget the kid's name, but it was crazy. This one guy, I think it was from Montana or something like that. And he was talking to me, and he said he had never seen a black person before. So I'm a little more understanding. And I met a guy on the way down there. He was from Queens, so you know they called him Queens. They called me Bronx, and we got cool. He was very offended by that.
Oh shit!
And he showed it, and I had to restrain him. And I said, "Hey man, I don't think he's bullshitting us, man. I think he's never seen it." And I said, "That's fine. He didn't come at me and call me."
If he lived in Montana or Ohio or something like that, there's a good chance. Good chance, yeah.
You know, over that way, what are they like? More predominantly like Mormons, stuff like that. So,
the very white.
So we understand that. And
yeah.
even at that point, when I was still like, you know, kind of like in the streets and had that attitude, I didn't take offense to it.
Right. It's kind of a strange thing when you meet somebody who's never really been around that. It's a freaky thing. Did that help shape some of the ideas and thoughts about different cultures for you even more so? Because I mean, you grew up where I grew up. Basically, you understand different cultures. You're surrounded by it. It's not like you're unfamiliar to it, but it's a whole nother thing when you're dealing with people from the Midwest.
It is,
and it's like, did you like? In that point in time, did it help you in the military to be able to have that tolerance of people?
It did. It helped me all the way around because every day is a challenge to understand things.
Right.
And sometimes, for example, somebody that you know when you talk to every day may not say hello to you. You might take offense to it. Somebody else might say, hey, maybe they got a lot on their mind, and they'll come back around and say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I was just da-da-da-da.
Right.
So it does help just understanding like certain simple things that'll keep you moving through life and not dwelling on nonsense.
I got you. So give me this. So you were there in the military enlisted. When did the Iraq War start? I don't recall the exact date. I remember watching on CNN, but I can't remember exactly.
Guys started going to, what was it, about, I was there 2001 in basic training. So this had to be, I would say 2004-ish.
Did you start getting inklings when you were getting close to that this was coming?
Well, yeah, because like everything was spinning up, but I got in, coming in as like the National Guardsman.
Right.
Packed with my mom. The whole idea was to get in and just utilize that for my education. And
Correct.
They only drill.
Right.
So at that point, I was like, it's nothing gonna happen to me. I'm a National Guard.
Right.
But I'm understanding that National Guard was deploying. They got New York Guard, they got Guard in PA. Those guys rapid. So it just hadn't happened to Jersey yet.
Right.
So,
but you knew deep down this is coming.
It's a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Did it really? You were hearing the rhetoric on the news around that time. How was it for you you're active duty at that point? Am I correct?
No, I was reservist.
You were reservist at this point. Okay. How did you hear? You started hearing all this stuff on the news. How was that time for you? Did you start to say to yourself, "There's a good chance this could actually go down"?
Every year. Every year. And every time I heard something on the news and my mom would inform me, obviously, hey,
right.
This is
because mom's is looking at you like, my baby is about to go.
Yeah.
This could be crazy for my boy. That's gotta wear and tear on the fam at that point. Yeah. Did you have any commitments? Were you were you in a relationship around that time, or you were just like, nah, I'm still living my life. I'm a bachelor. I don't really have no commitments to nobody. So if things go down, I'm gonna be able to move with no attachments.
That early part, I still was in a relationship.
Okay.
Okay. That was early me.
That could have been easy, bro.
Nah, it wasn't, man.
Yeah. I understand that.
That time away from home,
right?
But, that was like being down there. I was in Georgia training, and that was the first time I was away from home that long.
How did you eat?
Terrible. I starved.
I ask everybody that when they go down, when people go out of state for a long time and they wait from home for a while, you got to ask them how they eat because food's different. I don't care where you at. It ain't your mama food.
It's not.
It's not your mama food.
Especially on the military installation. It's not your mama's food.
Yeah, man. That must not have been easy. How was the camaraderie in the barracks with the homies and with the people that you were bunked with? How was that camaraderie? Did you build a lot of relationships at first there?
I did. Oh, at first, no.
Okay.
It was everybody seemed to be an individual because everybody wanted to make sure their thing was good, their uniform was clean, the area was clean, the uniform was tight,
right,
and that they just got at the right place at the right time.
Gotcha.
They didn't get the big picture,
right,
which the drill sergeant was looking for, everybody to come together and have that cohesiveness, which we had yet to find. It took us a while because some people just weren't with it.
Right.
So that's frustrating.
And I guess they weed out those people eventually.
Weed them out.
I got you.
I found, which was astonishing to me, one of the strongest person I think that was in the company at the time. He went batshit crazy. Now, I don't know if he went batshit crazy because he really went batshit crazy or because he understood he was gone. because the talk kept coming like, you guys are getting deployed.
Right.
You guys are going right into it.
Yeah.
You know.
You're going to the thick.
You're going.
Yeah.
There was no way around it. Guys were going, and he just went crazy, man. He was like an all-American white kid.
Mm-hmm.
He was strong at everything. Could shoot, could fight, push-ups, physically fit, says the right things. He just looked like if you saw a soldier, you would think that's him.
A G.I. Joe.
Like squared away.
Right.
Jacked. I was like, this guy's somebody I would, follow, but no.
He was
really.
Okay, so back in those days, I don't think there was a lot of like counseling for soldiers at that point. He didn't even see combat at that point.
No, he didn't even complete the basic course.
Right.
Wow. So you don't even know what it is to be at a unit where they do things on a day-to-day basis. So you're going crazy off an assumption.
Right.
That's some weak shit, man. I wouldn't want this motherfucker next to me.
Right. He snapped off and like, yo, we in the foxhole right now. We getting lit up. You need to be here. I need you focused. Like, that's crazy, man.
They always say better to find it out, back when you're practicing in a home station and find out when it's really going down, man. Cause
did you, at that time, start to develop any type of, like, I got to get physically fit? Because now I know a lot of what happened at that time and that time of space before you probably got deployed probably definitely engineered you towards where we're at today. Did you start like taking care of your body then, or was it kind of like, well, I'm young still, I ain't got to really think about it?
I was
because you're only like 22, 23 at that time. Am I correct?
I was like
21.
20. I just made 21 that May.
Yeah. About to say.
Young, and I wasn't in shape at all. I used to drink a lot, other things a lot.
Yeah.
It was just about hanging out, having a good time.
You're 21, 22 years old, so I'm only asking because you were in the military, so they had to get you in shape a little bit. They did. They had to clean you out a little bit.
Painfully so.
Yeah. So you got your determination at that point probably kicked in at that time.
I lost about 20 pounds, man.
Woo!
So I went from I was like 200-something pounds, man. I went down to...
It was all in the gut, or was it spread?
It was definitely in the gut. And I definitely couldn't breathe during them runs.
I could imagine, bro. I could imagine. When you're young, you think you got all the stamina in the world because you go out and you do a couple runs, go play some ball. You do a couple, you do like 3 or 4 days where you're just at the park chilling. You might do run a 5 or 2 here and there, and then you bounce home. You think you're in shape. Nah,
you're not.
You're not even close, speed.
They wake you up.
Yeah, they smack the hey, it's 7:00 in the morning. You know what? You're late. You should have been here at 5. Like, get your ass up.
I remember.
So, where were you first deployed to?
The very first deployment was 2004, 2005 of May, and I was at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Very first one.
Okay. Wow.
So that was interesting.
Yeah, because that's when things was kicking up crazy because they were basically taking people there all the time.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
And I was at a very, very crazy time because they were doing these tribunals when I was there, and this was all over the news, and you couldn't shake it. So everything was under the microscope when I was there, and I was young, first deployment, so you can see where this is going.
Your world perspective must have blown up. Like, where the fuck am I at right now?
It's crazy.
So that first deployment, you're there, and at that time, I know you were just probably sitting there staring at yourself like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
Did you like at that time? Did you like edit some of the stuff you would tell your peoples back home just to protect yourself and just protect them from worrying about you and stuff?
Yeah, man. It was. I mean, to me, what I could perceive as not bad, they would see totally different, maybe, or leading up to, just because of the things I was around, which is operational security. So yeah, I was always in that mode, just like say less and how I'm doing good, eating, yeah. How's back home? I was like ask about them and want to hear more about what's going on in that.
Right, because you probably homesick a little bit at that point.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that's normal. I mean, anybody would be anywhere that they're not home. They're not home. They would probably get a little homesick, especially you're in an aggressive situation like you're at.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Did that time there help when you got deployed again after that?
Yeah, I would say I learned a lot of how deployment works. How to pack my bag, what to look out for, the flights, and just the actions. Like, what do I do at my position?
Right.
So it helped me somewhat. It wasn't a combat deployment, so I wouldn't know what that felt like till until I ever got there.
Right.
Yeah.
It was. I know it had to be an ill feeling for you to be on your first deployment from home, and then you become, you're regimented to be. You start dealing with regiment. How did that come when you got back home? How did that regiment affect you when you got back home? Did you find yourself doing things like in a certain order, and people looking at you like, "Why are you so ordered up, bro? Why is everything so?"
Everything had to be a certain way. Luckily, I was. That's around the time I got my first apartment. I was living by myself, so it worked out for me.
Right.
But yeah, I was definitely doing things in order.
Yeah. Did you organize your sock drawer?
I did.
Okay. You're a grown man. You're allowed to do
amongst everything else.
They were like, he coming to that, he's like, "Yo, bro, why are all the blue shirts here? Why you got all the white tees right here? They're all okay. Just gonna go over here now."
Military OCD, man.
Yeah. How did the homies take to you coming home? How was the reception when you got back home?
Oh,
you got back with the homies and stuff, man.
It was awesome, man. I mean, so I made a bunch of money, and I was ignorant. I bought jewelry. I bought bottles in the club. I bought my boys bottles. Ryan remembers that we was in the club. We was at some place. I don't recall, but I was like, "Yo, man." I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get this bottle." He's like, "All right." He thought I was getting one bottle. I got two. He said, "Oh, no, this is for you. Drink it out the bottle. This is ghetto shit tonight."
And this is around the time of Jeezy. We're talking 05 Jeezy.
We're talking Summer Jam. Hove comes out. Yeezy was Yeezy.
Yeah,
this kind of feel.
This is that Jeezy time. This is when Jeezy was out there. We were balling back then. This is 0506. Niggas was wilding, B.
This was a crazy time.
Yo, I can't front though. I love that time. That was a good time, brother. It
was the greatest, man.
Yeah, man. We were. You want to talk about legendary balling? Niggas was losing their minds. It was like that was time when like Dipset was hot. Everybody was just popping. Everybody was popping, man. It was just time. It was a good time. The clubs was mean. New York back then, the clubs was off the hook. Like every night was a movie, man. Like it wasn't no jokes, man. It wasn't no jokes. That time, so you're back home. And you're living that life for yourself. Now you come home, you got a boatload of money. You got at this time you don't have any kids, right?
I don't.
Yeah,
so you early me. No.
So you're in that wild moment.
I was very wild.
Did that dichotomy of coming home, living this life, and knowing that one day you're gonna have to go back at this point? When did you have to go back, and how did that work for you? At that time, because I know at this point you're like living and good, and all of a sudden you're getting that call. How do they contact you to go back? They send you an email, or they call you and say, "Hey, look, you got to come back in."
We have rosters. They call us, but we had like our monthly drills, so we would get briefs by our leadership, stuff like that.
Right.
So I was always kind of in touch and in tune because we got like a drill schedule. And we know what kind of we do on the state side.
Right.
But as far as like deploying, things come as they come gradually.
I got you.
I'm probably the last person to know at that point. It wasn't too important.
So at one point, you're moving, you're doing your thing.
Doing my thing.
And then when did OTE come about? Because am I moving too fast? So let me know. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happened in between that time.
It was some things. Official tissue, man. Wow. It's so funny. I talked to Reem and I told him I was coming up here to do this. I said, "Yo, man, we got to sit down and talk OTE business with B."
Yeah.
Because there's a lot. I don't want to miss out
right.
on anything. We had a lot of guys involved, and it was a good time.
We're gonna make that podcast happen too. That's coming. That's coming. But so when did it come to fruition? Because what I saw, and this is me speaking from the person on the outside, I would see you, doing your thing.
Yeah.
You were just fly boy Cash. That's all I knew. Everything Cash does is fly. That's Cash. He's just fly. That's him. You know what I mean? As far as the military stuff, it wasn't like social media wasn't like prominent as it was now. Right. Social media wasn't prominent. You see a dude in the party, you knew what time it is. They knew what time it is. It was what it is. You know what I mean? You grow out with somebody, you're like, "Yo, good to see you, my nigga. How you doing?" You know what I mean? It wasn't like I saw everything on Facebook. Like, "Yo, I saw your post on Facebook, bro. What do you mean by that?" Like I don't really take kindly to you saying that shit about me. Like, it wasn't that kind of time. It's when you see a nigga, you see a nigga. Like, this is my man. If you saw me in the park, you know what I mean? It's during like we used to have in Englewood back in the day. This is like we used to have a huge basketball tournament in the park. And that was the thing to be at. So that's when you would see everybody from around the way.
Right?
And it'd be like, we weren't communicating on Facebook. We were communicating in person. So if you had an issue with a nigga, you saw a nigga, it's what it is.
Everybody was there.
Yeah, it ain't no talking. It ain't no going back and forth, man. If I saw you, I saw you. We talk right then and there.
We handle business.
Yeah, so it was good. It was like I used to see him there. I used to see you there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or I see you in the club, or every once in a blue, we catch you in the spot. And I know that you were moving, and I know all of a sudden, like, you guys, Reem, Ryan, even Ron, everybody, shout out to all y'all, like, begin to close in as a crew. How did that brotherhood begin to help with you? I know that had to help your life a little bit to find that kind of brotherhood with people, because it's never easy to be out here by yourself.
It's not.
Without your homies, without your peoples, you know what I mean? I know that helped you a little bit right there. How did that help you? Because come home to have that, even when you're deployed, to have that there is a good feeling. Because I remember one time you came home and everybody in the hood was celebrating you coming home. And we were all happy, man.
What year was that?
I can't remember exactly, but I remember I was super happy to see a nigga come home. We were all happy because then you've been deployed for a long time at that point.
Yeah, that might have been. I might have been in Afghanistan one. Cause I
Yeah.
came home. 2012 was a good year when I came home.
Yeah.
A lot of things kicked up. Hey.
I remember clearly. I remember like with niggas, like yo, the Cash came home. I was on. This is time of Instagram.
Yeah.
It was. I was just like, yo, nigga came home. I saw the grade came home. Oh, we thought they came home from jail. We all had so happy. It was so happy. Everybody was just happy. It was like a happy thing to see him come home because Cash is, when you get around him, you understand what you get around him. But this man he has an energy about him that is very hard for a lot of people to really. I can't really voice it. It's just good energy, B.
Thank you, brother.
Not a problem, man. Now, when did that brotherhood become tight for you that you were like, yo, I got real family outside of this? How did it really come about for you?
Oh man, I mean, it all started like I knew some of those guys since high school,
right? But
we built something. I would say around 99, 2000, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But guys went where they went. They moved certain places. People had to do things.
People go through that manhood, that strife. That 20 to 25 life is real. I don't care what nobody says.
It's strong.
Yeah.
It's strong. I would say, when Reem got back, 2007, and I was, funny story how we got cool, not to, veer off, but this all ties in. I was in basic training, he was doing his time, and, and I got his information, and I wrote him. I said, yo, man, if you need anything, I can't do too much. I'm not rich, whatever, but, book. And I said, you run back. He wanted these books. From Georgia, I sent them stuff.
That's real nigga shit right there.
And then once I got out, I was able to go shoot up there and see him. And then ever since that, we've been. And I told my mother the story. She said, I never knew that. She said, how? I said, I thought, no, he came home and then we was on rolling.
That's stopping.
2007 on me, Derek.
Shout out to Derek, man. He's a good dude, B.
Teacher now, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, he needs his own podcast.
Teacher, Derek, a teacher. Anyway, I got no words.
Jason, aka Spock,
yes.
Ryan, aka Gord, Beef, all my brothers, Ainsworth, Ron,
fucking Ains, boy.
Man, they just. Rupp, aka Diddy, the dancing machine, back, he know what it was. All those guys been tight, man,
Yeah, man.
And those guys, it doesn't matter what's going on, where we're at in life, we all form like Voltron, JD too, it's just a beautiful thing to have friends they're brothers.
Y'all came up together, and I gotta say, I got my own crew, niggas. Right. I admire the fact that other people have done that and stuck through things, because it's a lot of years. For those who don't really understand it, some people, they go away to college, they go get other homies and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. From where we from, if we came up through high school and stuff like that, you in for life. It's not one of those things where we just walk away from each other. Like, you in here. Like, you come from where I come from, we all ride together. And these are, when we say day ones, we really mean day ones.
Oh, no.
It's not a cliche saying for us because we just got started in some business. Now these people they done shared. We done slept on each other's floors. We done each other's mom's foods. We done been through the hell, running through parks because we getting chased because we got beef. All kinds of shit.
That was crazy time back then.
Yeah.
God, we used to knuckle up back then.
Yeah.
Though,
Yeah.
Forget about all this craziness you guys doing now. God, if you couldn't fight in our era.
Mm-hmm. You guys call it square up. We call it shoot the one. That means one. That means your boys standing on one side, my boys standing on one side, but nobody jumping in. It's just 1-on-1.
I like those.
That's when you were tested as a man. It wasn't no pussy shit.
No, and that's when even guys from T-Neck and Inglewood, we respected each other enough to have yo, man, he's a badass motherfucker. He can fight for T-Neck.
Yeah.
You're not rolling over him.
You're not gonna
real one. They're gonna fight.
Yeah, and you got respect. Even if you maybe got your ass whooped, at least you got the respect of saying he got the heart to step in the ring and get down. Because you can't nowadays. You can't run and tell your man go ask for help favors. It wasn't nothing like that.
Nah.
You got to handle yours, B. Unless you really outnumber, they all going to jump you. Then maybe you want to make a call to somebody you know that can save your ass.
You might want to.
Yeah, that might save you. But otherwise, just handle your business, B. Step up, get your nose broke, get bloody, and people will respect you at the end of the day. Now, you guys got cool. You guys got clicked.
Got cool.
When did you guys... Well, I know at one point you started OTE with Reem, and it must have been a thought process going through your head like, let me just try to do something other than just be cool, my niggas, go back to the military, get my money and everything else. When did the entrepreneurial part of your heart begin to grow? How did that begin to start for you?
I think that started from just doing the music thing and working with C4 because I kind of went into a role of a manager. So I was able to understand, I was good at social media for some reason. I don't know why, but like people would have an interest in what I had going on by the way I did it. So
because you were. I always say people like Cash because he is who he is. And in this day and age, a lot of phony motherfuckers
no
exist.
Change.
No shit.
Authenticity is everything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you.
Even if he wasn't having a good day, you could tell he was having a good day. But he said, "Yo, I'm gonna give it to you guys who I am," and that's respectful.
Yeah.
Now, how did you start thinking? Okay, how can I make something happen? How exactly was it for you? Like thinking, like I'm gonna make something happen right now.
Honestly, I just wanted to. I wanted to do the parties, man. I love that kind of thing. I like the promoting. I like that. It was. I think Derek. He was like wanting to sell shirts. Reem didn't want to sell shirts. Spock had a design.
Right.
All those guys were like into that kind of thing. I just knew promotion, and I knew how to deal with people. So
you want to go straight in? You were ready for the promoter life.
And Reem's the numbers guy. Spock is super smart. He's like I don't know. We call him. He's got a crazy name. If you think of a crazy business person name, he's like sitting at the head. He's got all these crazy ideas, and he just like, he knows things, man. It's like Yoda or something. I don't know. So
a few times I've had interactions I had with Spock. He always seemed like a very clear-eyed person. Like he didn't seem like. He was cloudy headed, like I don't know what's going on, but I'm here. He seemed like I know what's going on. Yeah. I'm present. I'm not bullshitting right here.
And Beef was like the computer guru. Like he was printing out, getting all the designs. He sent me like 100. I'm like I can't even keep up with this stuff. But like everybody had a part in the machine.
Black brothers doing good things together. That's amazing to me.
It was super amazing.
Yeah,
you know?
Did you guys? Now I remember. Speed up a little bit. I remember when I started Circle Success and everything, we were rolling.
Wow, that was dope.
I was doing that, and then I remember watching how you guys were moving, and then I remember when you guys was doing the big joints you had at the park.
Oh, the OT annual barbecue.
Now see that. Yo, you want to talk about a good time, but you want to talk about classic moments happening. You want to talk about people coming together and making something happen. See, where we from, we all do really well, but there's a lot of crab in a barrel. And for those who don't understand, crab in a barrel, you ever watch a crab in a barrel, they're always pulling down the next crab that's trying to crawl out of the barrel so they can get above that person.
Fact.
The fact that these brothers were able to come together and not be a crab in a barrel and really put something together in their hood, much like my man Cluss does.
Shout to Cluss. Shout to Cluss. Shout to who that? Wait a minute, I missed a few people. CO, don't kill me. Big Chuck,
shout out to CO. Animal Clack.
P, don't kill me.
Stacey
Too.
P.
I got a lot.
Word. Word.
I'm getting old.
Those brothers, much like what Clutch does, what he has going on. You guys were able to put that together, and all of you guys came together. It was like Voltron, formed like Voltron, straight Wu-Tang style. Because if you don't know, the Englewood crew, they're much like Wu-Tang. It's a lot of them, but they all kind of, somehow, some way, they all still fuck with each other. They might get on each other's nerves, but they all fuck with each other. Brothers. You know what I mean? They be like, yo, man, I can't stand this nigga. Fuck it. He's a fucking man. Shut up, nigga. But this is how it works with them. Yeah. And that right there is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? And, shout out to my barber, man, my boy, Ty, man, Ty Whiteside, my man, Ty Whiteside.
Shout to the whole
Ty,
shop,
they call him.
Man.
He kind of, follows the whole shop. He's always told me, like, yo, no matter what, we might all get on each other, but we still ride with each other.
Facts.
And that's what makes them unique. Is they all stay down through those shits. Was there ever a time when you were building this thing that you were like, yo, I might want to just do this full time and maybe like time to leave the military alone? Was there ever a point in time when that was coming through your head?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, when I got back from Afghanistan in 2012.
Well, we didn't even talk about the deployment. Hold on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about around that time. We're gonna get to that point.
Well, around that time is where I felt that energy. In 2012, things were going right.
Okay. Okay.
I said that.
Get to it. Now, you around, we're talking about circa 07, 08, 09. When in that time, I remember clearly because that was, I think, Penn, I still was working with Penn at that point like that. And I think we're coming into 2012, 2009, I was working. And I remember seeing you, and I remember you were just like, you were doing your thing. You were moving. You were just being fly cash at that point. I had no inkling that you were beginning to mobilize in that kind of sense. And you were like, yo, I'm just doing my thing, B, and everything else. And then I didn't see you for a while. And then come circa around 2012, I did see you.
It's back.
And you were just like, I'm in there, I'm getting to it. And I think either it was 2013, I can't be 100% sure. I know it was one of the cookouts that you had. And at that point, y'all started, I think after that, y'all started working with Penn. But I remember we rode in your BM. You had a BM5 Series, B.
It was nice.
And my man had a BMW 5 Series. And when I tell you it was the cleanest fucking BMW I've ever been in, not only was it clean, it smelled like fucking fresh as shit. And I'm sitting in the car like, damn, bro. Like, this nigga's car. I'm like, damn, should I take off my fucking sneakers and shit?
Crazy, man.
And we were in the park. Literally in the park. We were setting up for the barbecue.
Yeah.
And I remember Penn, man, I gotta thank you again because you did that. And I was like, thank you for letting us be a part of that at that time. Man. And it was dope because that's when I saw the organization and I saw y'all all like coming together. And it was like, it was different for me to see y'all do that because I had seen sections of you guys. I had seen beef. I didn't seen all those shit because I was there. I saw all the shits that had gone down.
No doubt.
And for you guys to come together and work together to do that, take me there. How all that came about for you guys to do that?
Just the process of getting back together. I mean, ego is a motherfucker. And we all wanted, I would say, the right things. They weren't the wrong reasons. I just think the timing wasn't correct.
Okay.
For everybody to hit maybe their goal.
Right.
We needed to more tie in on one goal and move forward. So it was good energy. It just needed to be, consolidated.
Right.
And we was having some trouble with that.
Yeah.
Which brothers do. We
they all have issues, man. We all have issues.
But the biggest thing, and I was all about family, and so all the other guys. But like, I felt like, what I said was like, yo, no matter what, man, we need to give back to where we're from,
right.
And everybody agreed, and we was like, yo, this is too dope, and the energy and what it's just nothing. It's nothing like it. I've never seen it. I don't care where you go.
Right.
People do things they weren't doing it.
They do it differently from people. We do things differently here than other people. A lot of places. Yeah. People will be wondering like, why do you still have high school friends? I'm like, because these niggas is family. it's
different.
It's just different. I can't explain it to you until you see it for yourself. You know,
the
what I mean?
energy, man, of these barbecues. I mean, so many people came out. So
But it was flooded.
Yeah.
It was flooded. I remember CO coming down the hill with his whole crew.
crazy.
I was like, God damn,
Crazy.
CO.
Crazy.
like doing his thing, man. Did you, at that time, seeing how the movement was going for you, what were what were your expectations at that moment? You were like, yo, we really got something here. I remember how proud your face was when we were closing it down, and he was just happy as a motherfucker. Like, it went out, and let me tell you something, get a lot of people together, especially our brothers and sisters, brown, black, what have you, and get them together, and there'd be no beef, no fighting, nobody wilding, no drama whatsoever. Like, everybody enjoying themselves, you know what I mean, from the young to the old. And to do that in this area is big.
Very rare.
Very rare, because we always screw shit up, like somehow.
You know, it happens, and that was one thing. You know, me and Reem spoke about. We saying, you know, to get all these people together and them to respect us that much, just to have a beautiful event for family, friends, continuously for what, you know, 6, 7. So I mean, we were doing it for a while, man.
Yeah, man.
So it was beautiful.
It's an amazing thing. Now we go through that, and you make things happen. Now I know you said you got deployed to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
How did that come about, and how was that affecting the family? Because that's a much bigger deployment than the other ones that you've had before.
This was it's very different. It's the first taste of going into a situation where you knew you could be harmed.
Yes.
Period.
Because you're going to a hot spot at this point.
Very hot.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, as far as like, I think it helped, you know, change me. I lost a couple of friends there, and then when I came back, I lost a good friend that I was over there with here in a crazy motorcycle incident. So you know, it humbled me.
I saw the post that you would put up, and I was just like, I don't know if I can even say anything to this man, because I don't know what it's like. You know, I've lost my cousins. You know what I mean? I've lost family members, stuff like that, but I don't know what it is to lose somebody in combat. You know what I'm saying? And I know for you saw live action, and you saw those kind of things happen. Was it a lot for you to deal with, to see your unit and how the transition came back to coming home was?
Yeah.
Did you seek counseling or anything of that nature?
At that point, I didn't. You know, they give you sit down and you go through a process called reintegration. So they have those people there, and they, you know, I sat in the room, they asked me those questions, and I answered them the way that a squared away sergeant who's got his head straight on knows how to answer them, because I want to get home.
Yes.
So you say anything basically because you want to get home, even if something's bothering you, just deal with it later.
Right.
Which was kind of good and bad, but for me, I mean, it worked out. I'm not the type of person to wear things on my sleeves.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I got back home, and I just took my time.
Right.
You know, I just took my time into it.
Did you you weren't married yet?
Yeah, I was.
You was married.
I was married.
You was married. Okay.
I got married in 2011.
2011. Okay,
Yeah.
So you were married. Okay. So how long did you know your wife before you guys got married?
Wow, I known her. I known her like forever, because we went to school together.
Okay.
But
Okay.
We never were dating back then.
Okay.
It happened like after college or whatever. So yeah, so we were together prior to marriage for about I think at least 4 or 5 years.
That's good. Like that. So she really knew you when she knew you. Yeah, she knew you. So you knew how to handle you if you when coming home from something like this. Okay.
Well, this is the first time she got introduced to that.
Okay.
My daughter was very young.
So you had a kid. Okay, I forgot about the kid thing. I didn't want to go into the family thing like that, because you know sometimes people don't always want to talk about that. But you had you were already a dad at the time of the deployment.
Since 2009.
It was a whole new experience for you.
New, because the last deployment I was told single, no kid.
Right.
Didn't have any responsibility. When I came home to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
This was a whole process. And you got to remember, I got married, but I didn't have the ceremony. So that was going to be done when I got home. So I'm dealing with all this. It was crazy.
That's high stress levels.
My life.
Levels of stress are high.
Super.
Eddie, why you look so down? Just leave me alone, bro. I need a moment. Just leave me alone.
Please.
I'm very broke right now. This money is going. Everything's keep going and going. Did you So you at that time you were moving.
Yeah.
And you were that deployment. How did she handle that for you?
I think she handled it very well. She was always a headstrong individual who knew how to organize and just step out in front, if need be.
Yeah,
and that was a good thing for me.
Yeah, you needed that probably at
I
that
did.
point. Needed that. Yeah.
There was a lot of things I had to do, and there was a lot of things I couldn't do for my family.
Right.
Because I was training a lot.
And did you miss time with the daughter? You have a daughter, right?
I have a daughter.
Yes, right. Did you miss time with her?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that cannot be easy. Man.
It sucked.
Yeah, man.
But I was able to come back and catch her birthday, which is good.
That's dope. That's dope. Dads and daughters. You never understand how important it is. You really don't. I'm not a dad yet, but I see it over the years of dating many women. I can see how that relationship. If it's scorned, it scores the men that the woman dates years later, man.
We'll see the difference.
Yo, it's not a joke, B.
I'm doing my part, B.
Yeah, because that daddy issue shit with you. That daddy issue shit would fuck up a lot of shit.
Oh, man.
I'm glad that you were able to balance that to a point.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot of veterans can say the same.
Yes, a lot of guys not doing too good out there.
Yes, yes. Did you, when you came back from Afghanistan, you came home? I remember it was like because I think at that point you almost a year that you were moving, that you had been pretty much gone almost.
Yeah.
How was that first 6 months reacclimating into this ecosystem we call America after doing that?
It was different because where I was at, man, just like the culture was so crazy over there. Even down to the smell, bro, burning things and all that kind of stuff. And
I can imagine, man.
So coming back here, it was like everything was super fast. Guys everybody would go out, hang out. I didn't want to go out. I'm like, oh man, hold on, give me a minute.
Yeah.
I like to do everything slow. I was like, let me take, because I was doing everything fast over there.
Right.
So if I could take my time and enjoy my meal, sit, relax, simple stuff, man.
Watching TV, just watching football, not being bothered. I can understand that.
Letting my daughter run around, do crazy stuff, just watching it, just in the house,
You needed time to yourself, man.
I did.
Yeah. Did it like? How was it after being gone for that long from your wife? Was it difficult to like reacclimate to just having somebody there that was a female and she's there and she's talking to you about all kinds of things? You're just like, wait, hold up. What'd you say? What happened here? Hold on. Go. So, we had to pause for just a quick second and everything. Now, getting back to it, the relationship with your wife, coming home after that amount of time, how did that feel for you? Being the fact that you came home to your wife, now you got to basically deal with someone on a regular basis who is not a combatant or a person who is in the trenches with you. It's your wife now, and it's a different kind of relationship for you. How was that for you coming back after that time? Was it like, yo, we got some things we need to work out, or was it like, yo, I need to spend a lot of time making sure that our relationship is good?
I kind of like rolled right into it, like I said, because when I came back, we went right into the whole wedding thing.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'm hit the ground rolling basically. I just shifted everything towards her. I'm like, it's your time. This is a wedding, and I just like, she told me what I needed to do. I did it, and she got me up to speed.
That's dope. Yeah. Not a lot of brothers can say they did that.
Woo!
Because that shit is not easy.
Can I get some love, man?
Here's the cheers, because that shit is not easy, man. I expect you to say, yeah, we got to go counseling for like 7 months.
I'm telling you, man.
That shit is not easy because, women have their thing. Women always say, I'm not selfish. Yeah, all right. I believe you halfway.
Don't believe that.
That's always bull. They want what they want. You think you got, nah, it don't work like that. Now, at that point, so you got that, you got back to your family, got reacclimated.
Got it.
Then you and Reem begin to move.
Yeah.
And things begin to pick up for you guys. And I think it was either 2013 or 2014. Either 14, 15. I can't remember exactly. But then y'all got connected with me, and then I said, all right, yo, y'all gonna work with Penn.
Yeah, that was dope.
I was like, yo, all right. So I remember it was like Reem, I started first. I started working with Reem for Penn, and Penn was like, "Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it." And for all you don't know, that's DJ Pinnacle. You know what I mean?
Pinnacle,
You can track back a few episodes, and you're gonna find his interview. And y'all started working together. Now, it was different for me because I was letting go of somebody that I was working with. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't easy for me because I was like, all right, well, I'm probably not going to be included in this conversations, but you go ahead and work with this dude. And it was difficult for me because I was working, but I knew I couldn't help him. But you guys could. So it was good for him to get there so he could get in touch with the people because Penn, although the people rocked with him, mm-hmm. he needed to get better acclimated to his hood, to where he was at.
No doubt.
And who better to do that than you guys at that point in time? And things got good.
Things got really good.
You know, and describe that time for me, for you.
Oh man, it was monumental. I mean, because I thought he was awesome,
right?
You know, and
right.
I thought it was an opportunity, you know, for us too. So I was very excited. Mm-hmm. So when he got on, we were doing some things, and he was meeting people, and then everybody noticed, you know, who he really was. You know, like, Pinnacle. I keep hearing his name, Pinnacle. He's huge, and he's, you know, I'm not, you know, credit to him. He's done his part. He's put the work and put the grind in, mm-hmm. but he always understood that there was more work to be done.
Yeah,
his work ethic is impeccable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll tell you, you know, I would always say that about him. Me and him would have conversations, you know, and I would just say, you know, I would just big him up, and he'd big me up because we wouldn't, you know, say we were better than one another. We were bigger than we just wouldn't see. It was so humble. Mm-hmm. That's what made the relationship great.
That's dope. Did you? How did that for you as a man to expand that way? How did it feel for you?
It felt good because you know, at one point, you know, you don't know what direction you're going in, and you're like, I want to do this, but things are not working out the way. Every time I try to put something together, I see it, but just not happening.
Your vision isn't always coming to fruition.
Oh man,
it's very hard. And you know, at the time you're in your early 30s, when you got your vision and it's not coming the way it's fruition, people don't talk enough about it because people don't want to give it up. But it's not easy. That shit is not easy to take. It's not an easy thing. And there's nobody on earth whose vision came to fruition exactly how they saw it coming.
No.
It doesn't work like that. Everything has twists and turns. Yeah. Did you, at that time, you were moving into what kind of things were starting to come together for you when you started getting acclimated into the training and into the healthy lifestyle? What kind of things was anything coming around that time, or it was just like, I'm just doing the promotion, building this entertainment business? Exactly how was that? Was there anything behind the scenes that was beginning to bubble up to bring you to where you're at here? Was there timing around that?
It was actually I started to take that thing seriously about 2014. I started taking it seriously about 2014, and I was on another deployment. I deploy a lot.
Yeah, I can't talk about all of them, but the most significant ones are where they're at.
The most significant ones, yeah. And so this is where it happened, man. I was over there, and
where we deployed at this point?
I was in the Middle East. I was in Bahrain.
Bahrain, okay.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country, man. Mm-hmm. So you know, I had a good group of friends, and I don't know. I just wanted to change. Like I was like, I want to do this for real. Mm-hmm. And you know,
you were posting you were posting workout videos around that time.
Yeah,
but it was just like, I'm just doing these push-ups.
Yeah.
And you guys are gonna watch it, and that's it.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything like I got something that I'm really doing. It's just like, I'm just doing these military push-ups. I'm connecting with people who are doing it.
Yeah.
It always starts like that when you start finding your direction, the full-on direction.
I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I was like, all right, I'm gonna post this. And then
you was getting love though. Keep it real. You getting love. You getting love. You getting love. I always remember that. We getting love.
He doesn't know what he's doing, but I guess we like it because we like him. So all right, whatever. And my sister used to tell me, my sister-in-law, she said, "Oh, well, why'd you do this?" And she was so good. But she's a very great person, but she's into all that. So she was like, well, why don't you do that? I was like, oh yeah, it does make sense. So I started.
He started with his pull-ups. Let me tell you, y'all. I don't know if some of y'all probably don't know. He started out with his pull-ups and chin-ups. He was calisthenic man. Okay, he was calisthenic man, and I loved it. I thought it was dope. But you know what I mean? Like he's doing it. Like I always was like, all right. He did this last week. I don't want to like it, but I'm gonna like it. Okay, hold on. All right.
Struggle like that.
Then he was like, He started doing some stuff, but after a while, you expanded.
Yeah.
You expanded.
Thank you.
It was good to see you, because you could have took the role. You could have took the role as military recruiter, Superman. You could have took the role as, you see, I come from this, and you should come do this. You could have gone the motivational speaker route,
Yeah.
which I don't think was your lane, but I think you could have done it, and you could have made it happen. But I think you chose the right lane. You know, let me say that as a friend. You chose the right lane for you because people follow you because of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I follow you because of that. I'm a lazy as fuck, but you do your thing, and I respect that.
Appreciate it.
And I need to get my ass on doing that anyway. But anyway, we'll talk about that another time.
We will.
But reality of it is, when did you start saying, you know, maybe, when was that real eureka moment, like, you know what? This might actually fucking work for me.
I saw the people, you know, and then I got a lot of calls. You know, didn't matter. I got like older women, guys that our age or younger. They see me doing things. And
when did this start to kick up for you? When was that?
When I came, 2015, when I got back.
Right.
Because I was into the boxing, I was doing martial arts.
That's one thing. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you about it. Yo, Eddie, like me, like Reem, like a couple of us, we are diehard boxing fans.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ty, because I know he's a diehard boxing fan.
Oh, he is. We talk.
Yes,
Yeah.
boxing, for us, boxing is like, I can't tell y'all how great boxing is. But anyway, go ahead. You can find a reference to life and everything in boxing. Go ahead.
You know, so 2015, I was getting all these calls, and then people wanted to change. They said, "Can you help me do this? You know, I'm just trying to lose a little weight. Oh, I see you doing your thing. I'm going on vacation. I need to do this." People would call me, but I didn't have the time.
Right.
I was like, how can I do this? And I'm active duty work, and I was like, this is going to be hard. But I would give advice. It's like, oh, do I need to give you something? I just give free advice. I start doing that, then I post things, and then based on what people were asking me, I started going to that lane.
Did your diet begin to change? Did you ever think about like working with people who were vets like yourself?
Absolutely.
Yes. I definitely see you doing that.
I've helped a lot of people pass their like physical training exams, help them with their running, help them with the push-ups, little things like that. And then as far as dieting, I became a pescatarian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did the homies did you get shit from the homies, or did the homies push, or the homies was like, yo, what are you, Bowflex, nigga? like
Billy Blanks,
you know?
Yeah, I got it all. G.I. Joe, like, you killing me, yo, man.
You know the homies was gonna get at you for that. That's why I had to ask. I know
every week with Clus, every week with him. All right.
I can just imagine. I can imagine those two jokes for days, B.
All day, man. And my boy Mont. You remember Mont?
I remember Mont.
You remember Mont?
I remember
He's
Mont.
in Miami now.
Yeah.
We talk all the time.
Wow.
You know, we got a dope chat going on. Me, him, and Reem.
Nice.
But he fucks with me too.
Reem been big all his life. He built like a fucking linebacker.
He got
man.
me into this shit. I didn't want to. He's like, yo, this guy. He'll tell a story. He had a fucking DVD. This shit was unheard of.
Oh yeah, he sure fucking did.
Remember that?
Yes, he did. Fucking hell yes, he did.
The drop for him.
Yeah.
He came and got me. And shout out to my brother Rick, and told us, "Hey, stand over here." I said, "I didn't know what the fuck." I said, "Yo, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing." Got me on camera, put me on a DVD. I was like, "All right." I said,
"Just film it. Just stand there and lift the weight." Okay.
He was way ahead of his time, man.
He would listen. Reem was way ahead of his time. Now it's like we were talking off air.
Yeah.
There's a whole opportunity to build a brand at this point that if you don't take advantage of it, you're gonna be looking back about 5 years from now like, damn, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah, I got no time to be looking back.
Yeah, man. So now you've kind of moved into that situation of developing this thought like, yo, social media, I can use this for brand things. I can say things happen. How was that dichotomy of moving into doing that coinciding with your military career? Because now this is legitimately a career at this point. You've been in the military for this long.
Yeah.
How was that coinciding with that?
Dude, let me tell you, man. The funniest shit about this was like everybody that would stop me for that. Forget about any other talk.
Right.
There's, hey, oh, I saw your video. Not even how you doing for it. Oh, I saw your video. I love, like, people of all walks. So I'm like, shit gotta be for me at this point. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, just stop me. That's all they want to talk about.
Yeah.
And I'm not brag. I'm just saying that's what the conversations were. And I was humbled by that. I was like, wow, man, I enjoy trying to help people or like putting any little bit of thing out there that'll push somebody to that next level.
Right.
Or just get you off the couch and, say, I got to get some activity in today.
Got you. Got you. See, that's dope, man. Not a lot of people want to do that, bro.
Nah, people want, and like I said, it's not. I don't do everything for free.
Free.
Don't get fucked up.
When you're an entrepreneur, free is the worst word. But go ahead.
But I don't mind helping people, and I've probably helped more people, just out of the heart, than worried about any kind of money.
Do you have any advice for people who are in that transition mode in the military who want to do something for themselves that doesn't involve military life? Do you have any advice for those people?
Coming out, I mean, what I would say while you're still in, get all that information. It's there for you. Read, my brothers and my sisters, read, please. That's what I did because I learned from older guys who got fucked.
Right.
And they learned some things on the way out. If they would have known more,
they would have.
2020 hindsight. So, yeah, just read and don't be that nasty person. No, like
I will explain that. Explain that to me.
Man, there's certain people just in all walks of life that just that can't work with anybody. Nobody wants to work with them. So be a team player. Be happy even when you're not. Just don't shut down because it's a network. Just like anything else, the military, and you as bad as you don't want to say, you need people.
Yeah, we all need people.
We all need people.
It is me doing what I'm doing independently. I know I need people. I couldn't do it without guests like yourself.
Oh, man.
And I appreciate every one of my guests. So I understand what you by needing people.
Absolutely.
You need people because, as much as I would like, my ego would tell me, oh, you could do a podcast by yourself. You don't need these people. I'm like, nah, people don't want to listen to some guy who doesn't make millions of dollars. But people are willing to listen to people's story.
Stories are everything.
Stories are everything. So I was like, you know what? That's what I want to listen to. And stories like yourself right here. This has been an amazing podcast, man. This is one thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Yes.
Is how do you feel as a veteran about what you've seen for the last 3 years? Depending on Colin Kaepernick, America, how do you just feel as a veteran, being a black man, seeing what's going on? How do you feel about it? Not so much your opinion, but how do you feel?
Just with Cap, I mean, I think he's an amazing person. For somebody to stand up for what you believe in, and regardless of what anybody thinks, takes a lot.
It does.
Because that's a lot of adversity going through that. In the beginning, honestly, I was like, hey, what's going on? The flag, because I stand for the flag.
Right.
I mean, I've lost people. So I didn't understand.
Flag means something different for you.
Yeah. I didn't quite understand. So I was like, huh? What's going on here?
Yeah.
My antennas went up because I'm that kind of guy. But once there was an understanding, and there was a very, I think it was a staff sergeant or sergeant first class that he spoke with respectfully, said, what was the right thing to do? He said, when we honor our guys that have fallen in front of their monument or whatever, we take a knee. And he took that advice. So I can't knock him for it. Some people still have a bad taste in their mouth about it. I think that he did it on the biggest stand where we get attention, and it worked.
Right.
And I'm not against it because he didn't mean any disrespect.
That's true.
And that's what we had to separate. In the beginning, like I said, I was like, what's going on?
Right.
Because I don't play around when it comes to just not only just the flag, just the whole meaning and then everything I've been through with my brothers.
Right.
So they might confuse, the flag does this, and people don't.
They don't get that.
You got to understand where people are coming from before you just judge them.
I think they think that's one thing that I can say you probably learned the most.
Yeah.
From the military. It's like you can't just go in there and
can't, man. Yeah. Even if somebody looks like something's foul play, you got to get the whole story. That's in life. Everybody, please get the whole story.
Yes. Yes, please get the whole story. There's a lot to talk about before you get there. So I have another question.
Yep.
Why did you never go into the FBI or into like another branch? FBI specifically, because usually a lot of military guys, they go into the FBI or they go into private security.
Well, this is for me, man. You know, you gotta do what's best for you and what you love to do.
Right.
And you know, that's just as simple as that. You know, here I am. I mean, I had a lot of opportunities. Still do to this day.
Yeah.
But
because I wanted to ask you, why didn't you go into like law enforcement and stuff like that? Because I mean, it is the road track that you see a lot of brothers when they come home from the military, they go into certain things like
Absolutely.
that. So I always wondered why he could have definitely gone into like the sheriffs and stuff like that. Easily. Like, yeah, that wouldn't even been a second thought. Like, oh yeah, I'm in.
Bro, here's some news for you, and I give it to you live. You know, I was going through some things. I had some heart issues recently, and there's nothing with my heart that's clogging, anything like that, that's affected me because of health. It's just a freak event, and it put me down for some time. And I was actually in the police academy.
Oh, shit.
See, a lot of people don't know because I don't put my business in the street.
Yeah, smart man. Smart man. Keep it to yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was actually in the police academy for the Bergen County Sheriff's Department.
Nice.
And I have that on hold right now. So we'll see, depending on if I'm able to do certain things at a certain level, if I'll be able to continue on.
I pray that it happens.
I do too.
I pray that happens.
So I've been in the house, man. I've been in the house for like 3 weeks, man, recovering.
Yo, and we didn't even give you no background.
Nah.
For those listening and stuff, man, his house is gorgeous, man.
Oh,
Shout out to the wife, because I guarantee she's the one who put all this together.
Yo, I actually did.
What? Stop.
Nobody believes that shit. Real talk. Nah, my sister-in-law helped, though. Credit to Talia.
Well, I guess interior design works, man. It's just really good to see that you did that, man. It's really good to hear that you taking those risks, because that is a risk. Where we come from, we necessarily don't. A lot of us, we don't go that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna keep it funky with you.
Absolutely.
We've had our contentiousness with law enforcement for years, but you know, when brothers decide to go that way and take that in there, it helps bridge that gap.
It does, man.
It helps bridge that gap, and we want the gap to be bridged. It's not like it's us against them forever. It's just that. Listen, let me tell you, ain't nobody getting on no phone calling Pookie when something going on. They calling 911, Holmes, and they need help. So we want to have that camaraderie with law enforcement. It's just not always easy. It's been a long journey to get to this point.
It has. And my whole thing was just, you know, they say it's hard. And I told people, I said, hey, I've been through things with law enforcement a few times. But it's not about the agencies. It's all about people. You know, like
Facts.
you could run into a great person, and you can run into a fucked up individual in the same day. But that's all it is, you know.
Right.
What are you taught? What are your you know, your ethics, your values? It's all about that stuff. And I for me, I just wanted to be one of those guys that just listen first, understand before I just react. The guys are doing it backwards, you know, the people who are doing the messed up stuff. Because there's a lot of good soldiers, there's a lot of good officers, there's a lot of good teachers, but then there's the ones that sometimes lose the shit.
Yeah,
you know?
We're all human beings.
We're humans,
and everybody has their threshold that when they break, and it's just. I know I've had family members who've broken under military combat. I've had people who come back who are shell shocked. I've had family members who they never saw anything, and it just was like they got a whole bunch of discipline from the military. Yeah, whether it be naval services or whatever, and they changed their lives. They did better. They started cab companies and stuff like that. So it all depends on the individual and the individual goal. Is there anything you want to say before we get out of here, and let the people know where they can find you and what and what to look forward to this coming 2019?
Man, big stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to thank everybody who's showed me support, during the duration of me doing all this fitness stuff, and also during my time, going through this injury or whatnot. I feel good. I'll be back. And
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, and I got my boy B here. It took a long time to get here, but I said this is something I wanted to do.
Right, and when it's time, it's time.
Yeah,
the timing. I think this is perfect time because I think you're in the clearest space you've ever been in.
It feels that way.
Yeah, I think that's when you people know it when it's time they can find it. So where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, Eddie, it's EDDIE _ Howell, HOWELL, not cash.
The hood will always be cash, like I'm always red. Go ahead.
_ fit, FIT.
Nice.
Simple as that. I got a YouTube going. Just Google my name, Eddie Howell.
Nice.
Same thing. It's too easy.
All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
Just look out for some things coming on. I'm putting some ideas together. Don't know exactly what yet, but I'm working.
All right. So I'm out of here, man. Once again, make sure y'all check out this episode. I'm glad you guys listened to it. Thank you very much, those who have. And you'll be able to find this on Spotify, iTunes, you name it, it's there. It's been a blessed couple of months, man. Thank you to everybody who's been tuning in. And again, man, check out this guy. I'm telling you right now, you go by his plan, you talk to this man, things are gonna start to change. Just give him a chance. All right. Other than that.